Right, I'm enjoying putting colour on things at the minute, so I'm going to do another landscape or seascape with the lighthouse, but this time we're going to be using pastels. If you look at the other videos, you'll see how I've drawn in the landscape, so I've just roughly marked it off with my charcoal. I've not put in the lighthouse yet, and I've not drawn in the sun. If you draw in the sun or the moon or anything like that, if you do it in black, you're going to have a black outline, which is always going to look wrong. Yeah, it just doesn't happen. You want to keep that to the brightest bit. You don't want any black there, so just leave it, plan where it's going to be, and if you want, you can even draw it in with pencil. I know where I'm going to put it. So I've just drawn this so far just to plot things out, and now I'm going to start adding in the colour. Right, let's see where we go. So start with some yellow. And then, if you remember the other video, I'm going to go around it, around. I'll do my blending later. And I'll be adding all the reflections and highlights later. I don't need to do that just yet. And then in the centre, back to the chalk, put the white. If you're doing a light source, make it nice and bright in the centre. Then I'm going to go to orange and keep it fairly low. And again, if you remember what I've said about using pastels, what we're trying to do is putting the powder on the paper. We're not colouring in, so don't worry about gaps. All of that gets dealt with as we go through it. So I'm going to go from orange to a pink. It's a bit wobbly on this side, never mind. I'll do. And from that, I've got the light blue of the paper, so I don't need to worry too much, but because of the blending, I do want to use a slightly lighter blue as well. So I'm using the side, not drawing lines, I'm using the side of the pastels. And then I'll go to my darker blue. If I had it, I'd use a purple. I don't think I've got a purple. I could add a touch of red into it if I wanted, but I'm not too fussed. This will do for now. I'm probably going to trim this bit off here, so I'm not going to worry too much about this. And now, once I've got that, I'm just going to use my finger and blend in these colours. Don't overly blend between all the different colours. It's blending between the transitions. And obviously, if you've got any blue on your finger and you start blending in your sun, it's going to go green, so you've got to be careful with that. If you need to give your hands a wash, give it a quick rinse, you can do. Some people use cotton wool and things. I just like using my finger. If it's going to get a bit smudgy down here with the black, don't worry, all I'll do is I'll just increase the size of the rocks and things, so the blackest bit, if you get any of the charcoal in, then comes on top, and you don't lose that crisp silhouette, that crisp line. There's that light radiating out. Already it looks quite pretty. I'm going to put a few clouds in as well. And again, just the side of the chalk. Don't think too much about it, just let the chalk go where it's going and it'll work out fine. There we go. Now, if we think about it, we've got a yellow light source. That's going to be coming up from underneath the clouds. So just at the base of the clouds, this side, just a hint, don't overdo it, just a little hint of yellow. And remember, this cloud here, it's not going to be a flat object. The cloud is going to have depth, so higher up you're going to actually have elements of yellow as well. I'll just soften those out a little bit. And then, because I've got lighter bits, I'm also going to throw in a few slightly darker bits. I'll just use the dark blue. So again, it's this idea of making the cloud look 3D, not just a flat piece of white in the sky. Oh, I want a little bit here as well. Not too much, just that, that's all it takes. And then just soften it out. Okay, that's that bit done.